Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining me. On this episode of Build Your Own, we're going to build, price, and option a 2019 Hyundai Veloster Turbo Ultimate. Before we do, I just want to remind you that if you find this build and price review helpful, informative, or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. The 2019 Hyundai Veloster is fully redesigned this year. Hyundai made a variety of subtle changes to improve it compared to the first generation Veloster. Yet the car's signature design element continues to be its unique door configuration. Instead of being just another compact two-door hatchback, the Veloster is a single driver's side door and two passenger side doors. That extra door makes carrying a third or even fourth passenger a piece of cake because there's no need for the contortions of a typical passenger, what they have to go through in order to get into the rear seat. The Msrp range is from about $18,500 to about $28,150 for the range topping model. The exterior is new this year, like I said. The interior is fully redesigned. There's a new 2-liter inline-four cylinder base engine, and the suspension has been revised for better handling. The 2019 Hyundai Veloster is a 3-door hatchback that seats 4 people. It's available in 5 trims. The base 2-liter model is well equipped on tech features, while the next up 2-liter premium adds some luxury features. Both are powered by a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that makes 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque. The next 3 trims are powered by a turbocharged 1.6-liter inline 4-cylinder that's good for 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. The Turbo R-Spec adds performance features while keeping it simple. The Turbo adds safety and luxury features, while the Turbo Ultimate, which we're going to build and price today, combines the best from both and adds even more luxury amenities. There is, of course, the Veloster N, which I do like a lot. As a matter of fact, I was just at the Portland Auto Show just yesterday and sat in this car, and it's really fresh on my mind, and I really like this car a lot. What I don't like about the Veloster is that it only comes in a manual transmission. Now, if they were being super sporty, they'd already have a DCT out, automatic transmission. That's probably coming. But up until that point, I'm not interested in the end because I don't like the transmission selection. So, let's move on. So the first thing they're going to tell us about, of course, is the unique 3-door design. And I think there's been 1 or 2 other vehicles that have done that. I think the Mazda... what was it? Actually, it was the Mazda RX-8. I'm going to put a little photo up over here in the corner so you can see it. It had these unique doors too. They did theirs a little bit different, but the design sort of kind of been done before. Not to take away from Hyundai, I think it's very, very attractive. So we can see this 3rd door. Let's click on the photos. Looks like it's a clickable link. Let's click on these photos, see what they do. Oh, they just give us a little snippet of information. So, 3rd door. As a stealthy access to the back seat, and a not-so-stealthy aspect of the aesthetical design, the 3rd door is the epitome of form and function. And see, when you get the Ultimate, the Turbo Ultimate, which is what we're building and pricing today, because it has all the fun features that I like heads-up display and all that, you get the 2-tone roof. So what are they going to say about the 2-tone roof? Not much. This available paint scheme sharply contrasts the body color with a blacked-out roof treatment for a more rakish look. And it does look nice. Like I said, I was sitting in this car yesterday. Really nice car. Especially for the price point. Especially for the price point. The Veloster is fully decked out in the back with a rear spoiler and diffuser, available LED tail lights, and dual center-mounted exhausts with chrome tips. So here we can do a 360 walk around of the various models, the 2-liter, the 2-liter premium, the Turbo R-Spec, the Turbo, and of course the one we're going to build and price, the Turbo Ultimate. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Turbo Ultimate and just kind of spin it around and get that walk around view. It's moving a little faster than I can control, but you get it. There's that nice shot of that subtle 3rd door, or not so subtle 3rd door as they say. And it's a nice looking car. All right, let's go look at the colors. Okay, so the first color they show is this chalk white. They have the Sonic Silver, the Thunder Gray, Racing Red, Sunset Orange, and black and sandstorm gray leather. I guess that's the only interior color. So let's do a 360 walk around or review or look through of the interior, and then we'll move on. All right, so let's take a look around the interior. This is full leather seating surfaces. Should be heads-up display. We got the push-button start. You've got a lot of tech and features for the price. It's got the nice chrome pedals, nice chrome dead pedal I see over there in the corner. The seats are nicely bolstered, but not overly so. Look, you got some center rest cup holders there. It's a nice car. My back seats wouldn't be very dirty because I wouldn't have many people back there very often. But nice car. Very nice car. Yep, we got the sunroof, or moonroof, I should say. And yeah, the execution, the fit and finish, it all looks pretty good. I mean, it all looks good. It's got the Infinity. If I remember correctly, they use an Infinity sound system on these Hyundais, and it looks pretty good. I didn't get a chance to hear the sound system, but it's nice. I think it's got heated and cool seats, everything. Yeah, I can see the heated and cool seat buttons right there. Next up, technology. They say geek out inside. We ramped up the tech performance with an array of next-gen infotainment and connectivity features. Now, I'm sure like the others, we can click these images and it's going to give us a little snippet of information about each thing. So let's start with that available 8-inch touchscreen. Perched atop the center console, the premium multifunction display includes rear view monitor and interface for the 8-speaker. Yes, Infinity premium audio with even a subwoofer. There's BlueLink connected car services. This option ups your connectivity game with 3 free years of remote start. 3 years of remote start with climate control, remote door unlock, destination search powered by Google, and more. I really like this car. I really like this car. This is a great new car to have. And then, look, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, your Veloster is as connected to your smartphone as you are with these standard features. Standard features. Access your favorite apps with ease through voice and touchscreen controls. Hey, I review a lot of cars, hundreds of cars. And there's other manufacturers out there that cost a lot more than Hyundai. I'm not naming any names. That will not give you this service. Now, I do see an asterisk over the Android Auto, so I don't know what that asterisk is supposed to mean. But on some of these other manufacturers that have much more expensive cars, you can't either A, get Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, or it's a subscription service. Well, they'll give it to you free for like a year, and then now you got to start paying for it. So this is a good deal. Again, like I said, especially at this price point, is a lot of car for the money. Then they throw the wireless charging, right? Cut loose from cords with available, so it's an option, QI wireless charging. Next up, safety. Standard safety that sets a standard. The Veloster is not all fun and games. A number of standard active safety features means you can enjoy the drive with an assuring measure of confidence. With such features as driver attention alert. This safety innovation warns you with audio and visual cues if it detects drowsy or other kinds of inattentive driving behavior. Then we have lane keep assist. In case of an unattended lane departure at higher speeds, it warns the driver and, when necessary, guides the car back to a safer position. There's also forward collision avoidance assistance. The moment its camera sensors detect a potential collision directly ahead, the system alerts the driver and automatically activates the brakes. Interior. A driver-driven interior. We completely revamped the interior with a cabin that's more driver-focused and modern. Available leather-wrapped steering wheel. The multifunction steering wheel puts more control at your fingertips from audio to paddle shifters to smart cruise control. Heads-up display. Projecting key driver information closer to eye level. The available pop-up heads-up display keeps you focused on the road ahead. So it's a pop-up, so it'll tuck itself, I guess, back down when you're not using it or whatever. Asymmetrical design. The unconventional striking theme continues under the sheet metal with a driver-focused center stack. That's this area here, if you're not familiar with that type of terminology. Wide sunroof. Bask in the extra sunlight thanks to an available, more expansive sunroof that spans the full width of the roof. Performance, handle with flair. The Veloster doesn't just look different, it feels different, especially when you're ripping it around hairpin turns and tight corners. Got the sport tuned suspension. They said they dramatically upgraded handling. Dramatically. So what does that mean? You went back to the chalkboard, a clean piece of paper? What? We dramatically upgraded handling agility and with multi-link rear suspension, while torque vectoring control boosts cornering, grip and stability. Okay, that made more sense, didn't it? Now, this is the transmission I like. This is the transmission that needs to go into the N as well. And if it was going into the Veloster N, then we'd be doing a build-in price of the Veloster N. Now, with that said, if you really like the Veloster N, and you'd like for me to do a build-in price of the Veloster N and really focus down on that, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to do that vehicle. All right, so all the other ones, well, the one we're looking at, the Turbo Ultimate, you can get this 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, right? You can reap the benefits of an automatic and manual with available DCT with wheel-mounted paddle shifters. I don't know why they didn't just make the N have this already. But anyway. Available sport-tuned suspension, which we will have on our model. A quicker steering ratio delivers enhanced driver feedback and control. Coupled with Michelin Performance Summer tires, gripping performance takes on a whole new meaning. The 1.6-liter turbo engine cranks out 200 horsepower, and it sounds great doing it. Let's look at some gallery photos. Obviously, they're going to show us a mix of different models and all that there. And so we're just going to kind of run through them. I can see down here in the lower left corner, they kind of give us a little snippet of information. This is a Veloster N in Performance Blue. And then over here, they just kind of let us know how many photos they have. We may or may not go through all of them. Oh, I just noticed, check this out. Now, the Veloster N, look, the exhaust tips are on the outside. Now, the other ones I noticed, they were on the inside. They were kind of like in the center exit exhaust. The N, let's check that out. Now, I just caught that. Let's see if that's a thing. Now, so far, they're just showing the N. Here's some wheels. Right? This is the Turbo Ultimate. Now, this is the one we like, or the one we're building. Right? The LED headlights. Orange. 18-inch alloys. See? See the center exit exhaust. There it is. Yeah, good eye. Right? I caught that immediately. Yep, center exhaust. Right, the Turbo Ultimate. This is the one. I like it. Like I said, I like the N. I do like the N. I don't like the transmission selection. You know, I don't like the transmission selection. You're buying, you know, if I was buying this car, I'm buying it to get the most performance and sport for a really good value. Put that DCT in there. All right, so that all looks good. Do we have some interior photos? There's a nice shot of that in center exit exhaust. Car has a nice low stance, wide stance. Look at the utility. They're showing the 44.5 cubic feet of maximum cargo space. Sounds like plenty to me. Sounds like plenty to me. All right, we're almost through all our exterior photos. Now, this is a premium shown in Thunder Gray. Now, look, it gets a different center exhaust. It doesn't get the dual tips. It gets one, you know, rectangular-ish shaped exhaust. And then the turbos surely get those two round center exit exhausts. And then it looks like the N gets two exhausts, but they're on the outside. So you could pick these cars apart real fast just by looking at the exhaust to see which one's which. All right, let's see if we can see some interior photos. All right, now we got the interior photos going. It says Veloster with available wireless charging. I think we have that as a standard feature. If we don't, we're going to get it. I can assure you that. Here's a nice shot of the instrument cluster with the 4.2-inch display in the center that's going to give you a variety of information, surely. All kinds of driver-centric information. Here's a shot of the rear view camera on the 8-inch monitor, or whatever they call it. Here's the 2-liter premium. It's nice. I like leather, though. Here we go. Just what I was saying. Ultimate, Turbo Ultimate. Here's the leather. It looks like it's a one-shot color option, and it's a light color, but I can keep it clean, so I'm not worried about it. All right, let's get through the rest of these photos. 8-inch touchscreen. There's the heads-up display. Those cool alloy pedals. They should show the dead pedal that's over here on the left because it's nice looking too. TOO. The premium accents. It's a nice looking car, isn't it? It's a very nice looking car. Here they're showing the paddle shifters on the steering wheel and the fact that it's a multi-function steering wheel. You can do stuff. Control the volume. You've got different modes you can go through. Is that your sport modes, I wonder? Maybe not. That'd be cool if you could do it on the steering wheel. And then you've got your voice commands and all that. That Infinity audio. The Veloster, they're showing the N, how it has this other control system stuff for powertrain chassis and all that. And that's all good. Like I said, I love the car. I don't like the tranny. Here's a nice shot of the N's dashboard. And this is another shot of the N and its interior. See, and it also doesn't get leather. I like leather. It should get leather no matter what. How many photos? 2 more photos to go. There's a seatbelt there. That's what a seatbelt looks like. And there's the steering wheel of the N. Okay, let's move on. Let's go over a few features and specs. We're on the features and specs page. We're building and pricing the Veloster Turbo Ultimate. Starts at the prices. They play with the prices all over the place. So I really don't stick on the pricing. Right up here it says $24,900. Down here it says $26,650 because they play with all that. That's why on the channel we don't really pay much attention to the prices. It's just all a ballpark because they play with it. What we're really focusing on is the car. Okay, so to get this car with the EcoShift dual clutch transmission, you're now looking at $28,150 for the Veloster Turbo Ultimate. It's got a 13.2 gallon fuel tank. If you have the dual clutch transmission, which we're getting, it gets 28 miles to the gallon in the city, 34 miles to the gallon on the highway, and 30 miles to the gallon mixed driving. Here's some spec numbers I like to see. I want to see about this engine. It makes 200 horsepower like we know. It's 6,000 RPM. But here's what I really want to know. I know it makes that torque 195. That's respectable for what it is. But it makes its torque at that perfect, great range. Because here's the deal. When your car is idling, it's idling at around 800 RPM. So that 1,500 RPM is just off idle. I mean, as soon as you start putting your foot in the gas, you're around 1,500 RPM. So you got max torque available right off idle, all the way up to about 4,500 RPM. Well, guess what? Here's the reality. The reality is that's where that engine lives most of the time when you're driving around. If you're not paying attention, you have a tachometer, start paying attention. You rarely will go over 4,500 RPM unless you're really stabbing out on the gas. So the torque is going to be made in the sweet spot like all the time. So I like that. Some quick exterior dimensions. Wheelbase, 104.3 inches. The overall length, 166.9 inches. The width of this vehicle, 70.9 inches. The height of this vehicle, 55.1 inches. Some interior dimensions of our Veloster Turbo Ultimate. Headroom. Well, let's see. With the panoramic sunroof, which our vehicle comes with, it's 36.9 inches in the front for your headroom and 35.9 inches in the rear for your headroom. All right. Leg room in the front, 42.6. In the back, 34.1. Shoulder room up front, a generous 56. That's nice. Okay. Shoulder room in the back, 54.3. Hip room, 54.1 up front, 46.5 out back. All right. Let's talk some volumes. Passenger volume, cubic feet, 89.9. The cargo volume is almost 20 feet at 19.9. And with the rear seats down, the cargo volume is 44.5 cubic feet. And so the total interior volume in cubic feet is 109.8 cubic feet. Under safety features, our Veloster Turbo Ultimate comes standard with 4 collision avoidance assist with pedestrian detection, blind spot collision warning, rear cross traffic collision warning, lane keep assist, driver attention warning, rain sensing wipers, energy absorbing steering column, front and rear crumple zones, 2.5 mile an hour bumpers, body side reinforcements, shift interlock system, right? So you can lock the steering wheel, ignition lock, front seatbelt pretensioners has got that latch system. That's for buckling up car seats and all that. It's got the power window lockout button, child safety locks, advanced dual front airbags. It's loaded. A lot of safety features. We get it. Let's move on. Let's talk about interior features and what's standard on our Veloster. Our Veloster, I don't know why I keep saying that, Turbo Ultimate. Leather is standard on ours. The 6-way adjustable driver's seat with seat height adjustment, standard. Power lumbar adjustment for driver, standard. Front passenger seat slide and recline, standard. Heated front seats, standard. 60-40 split fold down rear seat back with adjustable head restraints, that's standard. Rear cup holders, standard. And 8-inch touchscreen that navigate with navigation, that's standard. The Infinity Premium Audio with an external amp, 8 speakers, and a subwoofer, standard. Sirius XM satellite radio, standard. They don't say if that's a subscription or they just give it to you, but with everybody else, it's always a free trial when you buy the new car, and then you got to start paying for it. So we're going to assume that it's the same deal here. Got the HD radio, standard. Bluetooth hands-free phone system with voice recognition, standard. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, standard. Rearview camera with dynamic guidelines, standard. Blue Link connected care, right? That's for 3 years. We kind of talked about that already, standard. Active engine sound, standard. That's where I think they kind of pipe some of the engine sound into the cabin so you can hear it a little bit more. Roof-mounted shark fin antenna, wireless charging pad, that's standard on our car. Speed-sensitive automatic volume control, standard. Everything I'm reading is standard. Heads-up display, the illuminated driver and passenger vanity mirrors, leather-wrapped steering wheel, that's perforated. It's perforated. In the Turbo and Turbo Ultimate, it's perforated. In the other ones, it's not. Alloy pedals, air conditioning, automatic temperature control, cabin air filter, steering wheel mounted audio controls. It's loaded. You got that little 4.2-inch color TFT information cluster. That's information display. That's right in between your little speedometer and tachometer and the driver instrument cluster right in there. You've got push button start. That's standard. Power windows with drivers auto down. Front illuminated power window switches. All standard. It's a lot of car for the money. Whether they're playing with these prices online or not, it's a lot of car for the money, well under $30,000. Okay, last but not least on this specs, let's look at the warranty. 5-year, 60,000-mile new vehicle limited warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile on the powertrain. 7-year unlimited miles on the anti-perforation warranty. Is that the rust? And then 5-year unlimited mile, 24-hour roadside assistance. Okay, we've gone through everything. Let's go build this car now. Okay, so they're showing us all the different configurations. We know that we want the Turbo Ultimate. Okay, Turbo Ultimate gets up to 34 miles to the gallon on the highway. It's got that 200 horsepower, 1.6 liter engine, 18-inch alloy wheels. We already know all the tech it's got. We know it's got the forward collision warning, the heads-up display. All this stuff is standard. The two-tone black roof, the smart cruise control. We don't need to see all the features because we know. It only comes in the one interior option that has that leather, that light-colored leather. The only question is, what color do we want? Do we want the racing red? Do we want the sunset orange? I know I don't want the sunset orange, so we can rule that one out. Do we want the Thunder Gray, which is actually really nice, or the Sonic Silver? The Thunder Gray is nice. It's going to show a little more swirl marks. It's going to need a little more work and a little more upkeep to stay looking pretty. Your best colors that are going to stay looking pretty easier are going to be your chalk white and your Sonic Silver. Now, I do like red. I wonder. Even though I do like this Thunder Gray. I do like the Thunder Gray. It's a little more work, but it sure is nice, isn't it? Let's do the Thunder Gray. Actually, let's do the Sonic Silver. My first mind says do Sonic Silver. Let's do Sonic Silver. Let's move on. Now we can select our transmission. So you can either get the 6-speed manual transmission. That's a no-cost option because it comes standard with it. Or you can pop $1,500 for the 7-speed EcoShift dual-clutch transmission, which we're popping the $1,500 for the transmission. Okay, they've got some accessories. Do we want wheel locks? They probably don't show us a picture. You know what wheel locks are. They help to secure the car. It's a cheap upgrade right from the factory. Why not? We do the wheel locks. Cargo tray for the subwoofer. Well, I don't think we really need that. The rear bumper applique. I wish they showed pictures. the rear bumper applique is, you take boxes in and out of your car, and sometimes the boxes rub over the top of the bumper and it gets all scuffed up right there. Well, that applique puts that little thing down, a little piece of transparent kind of like 3M like clear plasticky stuff, so it doesn't get scratched up there. I like that. I like the rear bumper applique, and I also like the carpet. Actually, I don't want that because I don't know how that wax. How do you wax over the top of that? And then the coloring. I'd rather just be more mindful of picking up stuff over my bumper and telling other people to be mindful about my stuff in my car. Carpeted floor mats, I know I want that for $1.25. These cargo trays, I wish they showed a picture of what it looked like so I would know if I wanted it, but they don't show it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Let's move on. Oh, well, I guess we're almost done. Take a look at your build in detail and take the next steps. Well, let's do that. Okay, so they just wanted to kind of know where you were. We already know the deal. So the car is basically just under 30 grand. Now, granted, you could probably find these at the deal. Well, they got their net price at 27.5. You could probably find these all day or close to that for that price all the time anyway from the dealers, because they're always seemingly giving you some kind of deal anyway. But to get away from that, here's the whole detailed summary. I'm going to go ahead and print off this build summary. So if you like this car, you like this Veloster Turbo Ultimate, and you want all the specs and all the features and all that, go ahead and I'm going to put the build summary down in the description below. All right, so you can go ahead and grab that right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I really like this car a lot, and if you've made it to the end of this video, you're really awesome. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Other than that, you have a